Today, there still exist several challenges when it comes to finding parts online in the aviation aftermarket. The first challenge is phantom inventory. That's what everybody talks about. People listing inventory they don't have. And that's really a big problem, because when you're after a part and then suddenly you think somebody has it, you send them an RFQ only to find out that they don't have it at all. That's a really big challenge for the industry. The second challenge is unanswered RFQ. Perhaps even worse than the first one, because if somebody didn't have the inventory but at least responded to you very quickly and said, hey, sorry, I just sold it yesterday, then we'd be okay. But so many people, so many suppliers don't answer RFQs at all, and that's extremely frustrating. The third challenge is price fishing. There are a number of RFQs, some people say as much as 30 or 40%, where people who are sending it are not serious buyers. All they're trying to do is figure out the price of a part. They're trying to do it so they could price their own inventory or simply do research. But they're wasting a lot of time from honest suppliers who are trying to sell their parts. And fourth, the opposite of honest suppliers, dishonest suppliers. There's not a week that goes by without us hearing a story of somebody who sent money and the parts never came and they got, bamboozled by somebody. There's too many of these suppliers left in the industry. So what can we do? Well, fipart embarked on a mission to try to solve these challenges. And one of the big things that we did is we invented a quality rating. And this quality rating is a score that we associate with each of the companies that are operating on fipart. The quality rating is based on 4 basic principles. Number 1, it's based on statistics of the website. In other words, we look at what people do. For example, is a supplier answering RFQs? Is a supplier providing an updated inventory? Things like that, statistics. The second principle is that it has to be also input from the community, because people know the quality of each other based on the community. If you've ever been to a conference, that's all you hear about. 2 friends will talk in the corridor and say, these guys really provided me great quality. These other ones, don't do business with them. Well, isn't that information that the entire community could use? That's what, it should be part of this quality rating. The third one is that this rating needs to be impossible to change. You cannot cheat this rating, and it needs to be a good blend of things, because otherwise there's always somebody who's going to try to go and influence one element or another. You should not allow that. And fourth and final principle, quality cannot be bought. You cannot buy a seal of quality. You have to earn it. So what we did at fipart is we created this quality rating, and we're displaying it prominently throughout the site so people can make business decisions based on it. You could sort your searches through it, you could look at profiles and directly identify the people who have a good quality prospect versus the ones who don't. Now, this is not a replacement for ISO 9001 certification or for, providing good documentations with your parts. But this is the extra step. This is the part that everybody talks about, but that we didn't have access to until today. So, what is the quality rating, about? Well, it takes 2 forms. One is for the users. For the users, we bring a blend of a variety of information, such as how complete is your profile? We want to make sure that we're dealing with somebody we can trust. What is your background? What do you look like? Who do you work for? That's important. Other things that are important in the personal profile is how well you behave. Do you answer your RFQs? Do you connect with other people? What is the quality of the people you're connected with? Okay? And then finally, what we have in the personal profile is an overall rating combining all these projects into a score between 0 and 1,000 that gives you a good idea of who you personally, what is the quality of your behavior on fipart, if you would. On the company side, we take these user ratings and we average them for your company. Now, it would be unfair to compare one company that, say, is an operator of an airline to a company that's a distributor of parts. So all of the company ratings are always based on the behavior of other companies within the same business type. So the average rating of your users, how complete is your profile, how much information there is about you, how much information there is in your overall presentation, your website, your DUNS number, etc. How much information and how do you behave on the system? In other words, what people think about you, how many companies block you, how many people identify you as a preferred company. All of this information gets blended, again, into a score between 0 and 1,000 that makes your company quality rating. So if you have these two ratings and you display them, now you could start really influencing the way you do business by having decisions looking at these quality ratings. So how does it work? Well, every weekend actually, we calculate the statistics of how people have used the website during the week. Then we combine that with the rating that we got from the network, and we produce a score. That score is then published on Monday morning, and every week we do so. If you come on the system and you haven't done anything yet, you're brand new, you get a score of 500, sort of dead in the middle, until you start behaving on the system and we can see where you're going. But remember that there's no way to cheat on this system. None of the factors that I've described can be influenced to change the quality rating dramatically. Yes, maybe if you paid all your customers to give you a thumbs up on the system, maybe your quality rating would go a little bit up. But first of all, it would not be within the average, so it would probably trigger some alarms on our side. And secondly, it would not be significant enough to make a difference. So that's very important. So if you look at this chart, we now see for each of the factors that I've listed and for each of the challenges that I've listed, how they interact with each other. So for example, the ability to respond to RFQs, gives you a higher rating and takes care of the challenge of unanswered RFQ I talked about. I hope you will explore the quality rating. There's a blog available for you. There's a link on this page. And you could go look at more information over there. And we hope that you'll enjoy it. Thank you.